Let's
Modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch.
What up? How y'all doing this week? How you doing, Miss Carla?
You already know.
That you already know. You already know. I've been saying that forever. You know, it's funny because we do already know. Before you even ask, you already know. You asking because you already know. That'd be so funny to me, like how people are. Like, you're asking. When people ask me something, I say, you asking because you already know. Like, why are you asking me? You're asking because you already know. So can we get to the comments? Do we got good sound? I always ask that before we start. Do we got good sound? Because eventually someone will say, there's no good sound. But do we got good sound? Let me call Chris and ask him to bring me a cold bottle of water.
Mm-hmm. It's go time now.
Do we got good sound, y'all? I'm assuming we do, so we can go ahead and get it popping. I'm going to call Chris. Delise said, yes, we got good sound, so I'm going to call Chris and ask her to bring me a bottle of water. I don't know why I forgot it. But how you doing so far? You know, you say you already know, but other than that, I mean, how your week going? We never, like, catch up before we get started because people think we be talking, and we don't be talking about the show. We don't talk during the week. It's like you hit me up the day of the show and be like, hey, are we going tonight? And I'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Everything's going well, Javon. I'm just I'm in the trenches. Like I told you, we're getting ready to build a brand. So I'm just really busy on that. I really want to make sure that what we have is going to be something that's beyond what most people can even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to travel with this podcast. We're going to do a lot with this. So eventually we're just going to be bigger and broader than what people see right now. But in the meantime, I'm just creating and making sure that the topics aren't something people can guess. They got to be here.
Exactly. I don't know if everybody heard. Everybody heard yesterday. Thank you, baby. Miss Carla's actually the producer of the show. Like, she picks me and Chris topics. She picks me and Trav's topics. She sends me a little outline. So, maybe if I do have a topic, but I don't even want to be responsible for picking no fucking
topic. See that. Lately, you're like, hey, what is my topic today?
Yeah, I'm always like, because I kind of feel like I try to live my life like as I'm already on. Like, say, for example, if Tavis Smiley may not pick his topics, he got a team that do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Miss Carla, part of my team. I want to feel like I come on here and host the show and do what I do. I don't want to have to be, the crazy thing is I don't want it to be work for me. I want it to be easy. You know what I'm saying? I want this to be easy conversations.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we talking about tonight?
You ready?
Yeah.
Buckle up. Make sure you buckle up. So tonight's topic is very unique because we're going to talk about men and their choosing the lady of their life, or should I say ladies, depending upon how their flow is and how they decide what lady they want to be with.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, I think gentlemen don't realize how powerful it is to choose a woman that has maternal instincts.
Yes.
And so let me be clear that just because a woman has children has children,
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean she's maternal. It can mean that she, yes, has had children, but doesn't mean that she has a maternal instinct. So I'm going to break this down for us so we can really understand how important it is for men to choose. And let me just say real quick that the tables have turned, ladies who's watching. Ladies, men have changed the rules. And if you haven't got the new owner's manual of relationships, you're going to miss out on your opportunity to be in a relationship with a very valuable man that you desire. And the reason I want you ladies to pay attention to this, and men, of course, I need you guys to tune in, is because a lot of times we as women assume that as long as we can cook and clean, that's all is necessary for a man. However, I'm nose diving into the truth of what it really is that men need besides just cooking and cleaning, and of course, doing the wifely duties, of course.
And Carla, let me say this before you move forward. Most men in this era grew up with a single mother. So we had to be mothers to our little sisters, little brothers. So cooking and cleaning, that ain't shit no more. And you fucking sew. Like I can sew. Like I grew up with a great grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So cooking and cleaning, that ain't nothing no more.
It's not enough anymore.
Yeah, it's just not enough.
No. And so I wanted to create something around maternal instincts so that people can really truly understand and understand how important it is that you gentlemen are now the choosers. See, back in the day, it was always thought that the woman chose the man, and they're so hell bent that we choose. Well, if you think that, you better get ready, because the tables have turned that now the men are the choosers.
Yeah.
So now we need to give, I would say, allegiance to understanding instead of caring about what we want it to be, to understanding what it is.
That's so beautiful that you having this conversation. And I'm gonna let you lead, and I'm gonna just go get in where I fit in. But I was just talking to a sister today. I said, all you hear on social media is a woman saying what a man should be and shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. You never hear women or anybody saying, what should a woman be to a man? What does a woman? That's why men started saying, what do you bring to the table? You know, men just got so tired of just, oh, I can cook and clean, or I got some pussy. You know, men got so tired of that. Men started asking women, what do you bring to the table? And women start saying, I am the table. And that's just indicative of women and how they feel. It's like, what do you bring to the table? The table is a metaphor of what do you bring to the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So if I ask you, what do you bring to the table? And you say, I bring candy or cookies. The table is the spot.
Right.
So if I said, what do you bring to the party? And the party is the spot. How would you say, I am the party? You know what I'm saying? Right. What do you bring to the table means, what do you bring to this relationship? And women say, I am the table. That's indicative of women ain't offering nothing nowadays. And that's so crazy that you said that, but we're going to get into it. That is the main factor. Motherhood, maternal instinct, because a mother is going to bring her child peace and nurturing. And you can look at a woman and tell if she got it on her. That's why you've been married 3 times and got it like
two.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, well, you get the point. You've been married 2. Most women can't get one proposal to a man they like. I hear women say all the time, well, I've been proposed to. Well, you didn't like the motherfucker. That's like a dragon wanting to date me. I don't like the fucking dragon. How can I brag because a dragon wanted to date me? So somebody like you been married twice and got a life partner, you know what I'm saying? You can tell that you're maternal. That don't mean that you're the sweetest person in the world, but you can just tell that you're maternal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could see it all over a woman, especially when she interact with her children. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I loved about my wife when I met her. She had 2 sons, and I think they were maybe 6 and 5 and no, maybe 7 and 5.
Okay.
And when I would watch how would they interact with their mom, they would say, "Mom, can we have a snack?" Like they wouldn't even go in the refrigerator without asking her. You know what I'm saying? "Mom, can we play with our toys?" And I just thought that was so neat that they would ask her everything before they would. And I just was like, I just think that's a good relationship, a good situation. Because I know when I was growing up, I just went right in the damn refrigerator. I wasn't asking for stuff. It was just a very good indicator of a maternal instinct that I really liked, of how her sons would just ask her for everything. They would never just assume, mom, can we get our bag? Can we go in here? Mom, can we get this? You know what I'm saying? So I really like that about her. You know what I'm saying? And even now with Crystal, she just does such a beautiful job, because I guess she always said that she wasn't maternal. You know what I'm saying? And she's judging it. I said, well, you're saying that to me, you were, and you're very maternal with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And you're very maternal in our relationship and how you deal with me. So, you know, I guess she's judging that based on what she think about herself as a mother. But like Trav said last night, we don't know if we good fathers. You got to ask our children, are we good fathers? You got to ask our children, are we good mothers? So go ahead and dive deep into your thing. I know you got a whole lot to break down.
That because you brought up a good point. Last night, my son asked me, "Mom, can you dye my locks?" Because he's got locks now and they're shoulder length, and he wants them dark brown. He doesn't want the blonde anymore, or whatever. And so, guess who he was watching with me? You and Trav.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. How old is your son?
My son is 17.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, but go ahead and dive down in your thing. I know you got a smooth groove for us.
Well, first off, I want to say, let's make sure to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're also going to have our own YouTube channel coming soon. But I want you to make sure to share these videos, because please remember that the more you share, the more we get views, the more we can get seen, the more these opportunities for us to grow is going to happen. And it only happens with the help of you. So please, by all means, make sure to share. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get alerted when we do go live.
I'm gonna hit you as soon as I'm done with the podcast.
I want you to think a moment about something that's really powerful. So I want to talk about Halle Berry for a moment. I think she's beautiful. Every man's dream. I don't know of any man that would decline being in the arms of that woman. She's absolutely, beautiful, and she's iconic. She has children though, but she pays child support to the fathers. Now, what was interesting to me, and I'm always a thinker, I was like, well, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I don't recall seeing Halle Berry really around children. I'm just saying, this is just my opinion, and this is my
I feel you.
perspective. What I've seen, I'm saying. So what I've seen through the years of her, amazing, her amazing celebrity. I mean, her works in all of the movies she's been in and all of that. I noticed that, well, wait a minute, Miss Berry, I didn't even know she had children until I got wind that she actually has, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3 or 4 babies' fathers that she actually pays child support.
That's the only reason I knew. I seen her come out and say some shit complaining about paying child support. I was like, really? Shit, men been complaining about that shit for 50 years. But let me say this, and this is because we're going to clip this, and this is for the women watching.
Okay.
Contrary to what women think, I would want to fuck Halle Berry one time.
Okay.
Beauty is nothing. That's what women don't understand. Beauty and sex appeal is nothing. As a man, this is what women don't understand. And how our body is built. I'm not saying mentally. if you put me with one woman in the room with one woman, once I bust, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Give me 3-4 hours. If she really turned me on. But if you put me in the room with Holly Berry,
Yeah.
once I bust, I'm good. If you bring a ugly woman in right after Holly Berry, still in the room with Holly Berry, my nature will want that new ugly woman. So women, that beauty shit is nothing. I just want to say that to women. That's just a side note. Beauty is nothing when it comes to choosing a woman. Tracy Ellis Ross is beautiful and rich, and don't nobody want that whore. So I'm so sick of women thinking beauty means something. Men actually marry women that are reasonable and manageable and can get along. And now that I'm realizing as you're talking, men marry maternal women because we know who we want our children raised by and who we can trust. So go ahead and do your thing. I just wanted to say that I'm sick of women thinking that pretty don't mean shit. Jermaine Dupri cheated on fucking Janet Jackson. Women need to get out of that. That's just a side rant. You know, we ranting and raving, but
Always. That's what the point is. That we can
women thinking beautiful. Beauty don't mean shit. After I see your body one time, I don't care if you die. I don't want, really, I could just look at you naked and jack off. I just want to see you, whore.
Right.
God, I'm so sick of women thinking beauty can do something for a man.
Well, what's so deep about that, Javon, what I was taking from the whole thing is the fact that you said you would hit it once is what I meant. Is that, you know, most men, she's a woman that they want to sleep with.
Yeah.
Now, but outside of that, I noticed that on Mother's Day, this past Mother's Day,
yeah,
she's in the bed with now her man, Vaughn. I think, what is his last name? The man she's with now. I can't. I'm trying to remember her man she's with now. Anyway, she's got a new man that she's with.
Oh, okay.
And he's like I mean, they have this dynamic chemistry. They're dynamic together. And I actually feel like currently Halle Berry's beauty leads beyond her physical being now. It used to be just all physical, but I think she's done a lot of spiritual growing, and she's done a lot of, pretty much it looks like and appears like she's done a lot of inner work to where she's more of a beauty from the inside out versus the outside in.
Yeah.
So her and her man for Mother's Day are in the bed together, and she is talking. She's literally talking about this new sex oil that she's promoting for menopausal women that have a hard time getting lubricated.
Not that pussy done dried up.
Mind you, now I see you weren't thinking I was going here, but
Yeah.
I'm always up to something. She and her man are in the bed, mind you, and he's like, "Yeah, I hear about this commercial, and I just want you to hurry up so we can get started on what we're doing." I was like, "Oh, Hallie, you're promoting this oil for menopausal women to get it like you getting it, and you can tell the intimacy with these two is phenomenal."
Yeah,
I'm talking about the jealous kind of intimacy, like they get it and probably stop, go get a drink, and come back and do it again. That kind.
Is it a white guy?
No, he's black.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, he's all ours.
He nigga black. Is he David Justice black or nigga black?
No, he's about my complexion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's nigga.
Handsome, and they fit. Like they fit.
Yeah.
Wait till you see. I mean, so anyway, they're promoting this oil. And I'm like, let me get this straight. You're a mother of maybe 3 or 4 children, and you're paying child support, about 40 bands a man a month.
Yeah.
And on Mother's Day, in the bed with your man, and y'all are promoting this oil for intimacy.
Fuck off.
So I'm like, okay, Hallie, listen. I couldn't be mad at her because I'm like, you know what? She's a great prime example for this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's a beautiful woman. She I'm talking about she had all kinds of fine men through her lifetime, procreated with several different men. But after she procreated, I didn't even know she had them. So I'm like, okay. So Hallie, what I'm understanding with you is that you are just a woman that's beautiful. You had children, but you're not really maternal.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I always just figured when it would come to a female celebrity with kids and the husband get the kids or the child support, it was their career. You know, she got a career and she on the road, but you done lost 3 kids. So it's hard for a man to get custody of a child. So I'm inclined to agree with you that she might have just said, you can have these motherfuckers. I'm inclined to agree. Hallie said, man, I ain't motherfucking. I'm trying to do my career.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah, Hallie about to be a to-be actor.
Right. So for me, I'm looking at it, okay, so let's look at this from a different perspective without being judgmental. I just wanted to bring her in as an example of why I got moved to talk about maternal instincts. A lot of times as a mother, we have different traits versus women that had kids. I'm going to say that again.
Yeah, I heard
you. A mother has different traits versus a woman that just had kids.
It's like a mother breastfeeds.
Right. So like, for instance, you see how the mothers that mother and take care of and look out for and are all involved. And you, like you said, hey, my wife has my kids ask questions. They're very, very heartily involved with their children.
Yeah.
Versus a woman that has kids and just make sure they're good. I make sure they cook. I make sure they're clean. I get them to school. And when they get home, I come home, I go to work, I take care of their clothes, they're, help them with their homework. I do the basics, but after that's over with, they can do whatever. And I just don't have it in me to be a mother, because being a mother requires parenting, consoling, concern, appreciation, focus, and all kinds of stuff to help shape and mold them.
So let me ask you this. Is that you're saying you believe that a mother is maternal instinctually, and the women that aren't like that are just too burnt out, busy working and shit?
Well, they're busy, or they just don't. They're not maternal at all. They just don't have.
Oh, okay. So you saying that it's so they never had it? Because I'm thinking you're saying that they might have had it and then having to work a job and cook, clean, and
like let's think about how you see women. There's some women that are great girlfriends.
Yeah.
Make her your wife and see what she looks like.
Terrible. Yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you like. Literally, like just saying some women are truly maternal mothers and some women just ain't got it regardless.
No.
Okay. Does that maternal instinct equate? Is it correlated to femininity?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
Break that down, because
when we're talking about femininity, you have to talk about caretaking, nurturing, and now I'm not just talking about huggy, kissy things either. I'm talking about nurturing means that I'm actually caring about your health. I care about your well-being, and I care about your higher development in yourself and in your soul.
Yeah.
So no matter what child I'm around, they tend to come to me. I don't care what race of child they are. They just come to me. They hold me, give me hugs and stuff. I'm like, okay. And the moms just look at them like, they must just love you for whatever reason. It's like, no, they just feel that I care about them, and I don't try to mold and shape them into what I want them to be. I want them to be the best them.
That's kind of reminds me of my life numbers and with all that feminine energy that was in my life numbers, because I could be out and about and people's children run up on me. You know what I'm saying? And I've had homeboys that had children, or they say, my daughter won't go to nobody but me. My daughter won't go to nobody but me. I walk in the house, their daughter jump in my lap and don't want to leave me. You know what I'm saying? It's just some about me and children that kids like. And I mean from little children on up. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then also let's think about something. Like when I told you that Halle Berry passed off custody. I don't think it was even a challenge in the courts. I have a funny feeling that she just gave custody. Like it was discussed. This is, because of the demand of her lifestyle.
Yeah.
She was probably like, I'm not going to probably be that involved because I'm so busy. Well, that might be part of it. But
yeah, I think they probably just passed off on custody, and them boys started asking for more child support over the year. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm sure, but even still, absolutely. But I also think it might just be that she wanted to be able to get her freedom back.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about freedom, shall we?
Okay, go ahead.
So freedom in relationships, a lot of times women have a tendency to feel like they lose. So when we're talking about when we're growing inside of relationships, we mold and shape into the role of the woman.
Mm-hmm.
And when we mold and shape into her, after that, we're usually conceived with a child, son, daughter, sometimes twins. And then we have to then develop into mothering.
Yeah.
However, most men don't know that they can peep how she's going to mother before they get that seed planted in her womb.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I want men to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times men mistake, well, she was an older sister, so I know she's going to be maternal. You don't know. She might have had to do it, but it might not be something she's inclined to want to do or inclined to be moved to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I asked the question, can you, because if she's not a mother, the only thing that I'm assuming that I could see in her that would show that maternal instinct is femininity. I noticed that my wife, how she dealt with homeless people walking in the store, how she dealt with waitresses, going out of her way to say, oh, you're fine. Oh, it's okay. I can wait. Her level of patience, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that I saw on her. And my wife, she swore up and down she was a nigga from New York. And I was like, but all I saw was femininity. You know what I'm saying? Women a lot of times confuse having to do things with masculinity. Like, oh yeah, I had to carry my grocery in up 3 flights of stairs. That's because you don't have a man. That don't mean you're masculine. That's survival mode. You know, there's a big difference in masculinity and a woman being in survival mode. Yeah, you're not masculine. You just have to pump your own gas. Exactly. You're not masculine. You just have to shovel your own snow or your damn car wouldn't get out. You're not masculine.
No.
You're just not feminine. And that's one thing I would like to say. I want to get out there as we discuss this maternal instinct and delve into it.
Right.
I would always tell gay men, you're not feminine, dude.
Right.
There's nothing feminine about you.
Yes.
You're just not masculine.
Right.
In the very same way, sweetheart, you're not masculine. There's nothing masculine about you. You're just not feminine. Yeah, it's nothing masculine about it. So it's like, as a dude, I could tell on a date how the number one thing I tell my sons, how she treat that waitress. How she treat that waitress.
Yes.
It's a number one indicator of femininity, which I would lead into motherhood. But I'm curious for you to give us some breakdowns, like get them in. I don't know if that was your plan to do, but get them in some things that we can kind of look at and judge. You know what I'm saying?
So here's something that you can look at. You can tell how a woman is going to be if she has maternal instincts based off of one great example, which is what you've already given, which is how does she treat elders? How does she treat other children like nieces? Does she have godchildren? And here's what is very important to pay attention to. There's a lot of women that claim godmother, but don't do nothing as a godmother. However, there's some godmothers that are hands-on. You know, my daughter was young. I had a bestie. Her name was Susie, and my other bestie that was Patience. And my girls, man, when I had something to do or whatever, were hands-on with my daughter.
Yeah.
So both of them ended up, the one didn't have children, but was diehard with being a great aunt and auntie and, very involved. So that's another way to see it. And also pets. How do they treat pets?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a
Okay.
very, very great example when they have a strong-hearted means of caring about animals.
Mm-hmm.
Because a person that can really change the way, I'm not saying they have to have a pet, but how
I
they
know what you
treat
mean.
is
Yeah.
very important also. So children, elders, and pets is very good to see for men to pay attention to, and also see how children respond to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are children responding to them? Because children say a lot without saying anything,
I'm gonna
especially if they're special needs.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you something that I judge by a woman. I judge and I tell women all the time. There was a time that I was just talking on social media and I was like, I can look at your profile and tell you ain't worth a damn as a wife. And women started asking me to do their profile. And I said, well, shit, give me $33.33. And I talked to you for a few minutes about it. And they started hitting me in my inbox. This is a few years ago. And so many women did it, and I stopped doing it because at one time, I knew I wasn't helping women. It just became a fad because I was kind of popular. And I'm the type of nigga, I don't like wasting my time. I don't like wasting my time, and I don't like to be committed to nothing. You know what I'm saying? For me to sit down and decide I'm going with a podcast 3 days a week, that, man, I'm telling you, that was a whole fucking lot. That was a whole fucking lot because I hate social media. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know it's my only voice. Now, if I had enough money to buy me a motherfucking television network, you wouldn't see me on this shit. I'd be streaming my shit on Javon Michael Clark Network. But I always say one of the biggest things you can tell about a woman too is how she order at the drive-thru. How do you talk to people that's handling your food that you don't know? You know what I'm saying? How do you talk to people that's handling your foods you don't know? Are you gonna get our shit spit in? You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Now that's a great one because how are you practicing kindness is basically what you're saying.
Exactly. But the point I was making was when I would look at the woman's profile, sweetheart, I don't see no children and no men nowhere. Now think about this. I know you got kids because I done scrolled down further enough to see the damn first day of school post. You post your daughter on your son on the first day of school.
Right.
I scrolled down further enough and I saw the Christmas gifts. Yes. But other than that, you don't show yourself doing anything with your children. And there's not a man in sight on your page. And I'd be like, so you mean to tell me as a woman, you don't have an uncle that you love, a grandfather, a male cousin. You ain't no male in your life that you have ever went over his house and had to say, hey, Uncle Ron, happy birthday, Facebook, or Uncle John. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you really telling me that there's no man at all in your social media world? You lack guidance. I said this on a video today. Okay. And it goes with the subject. Men are better parents than women. And that's what people don't understand. People don't understand. A man can do two things that both children need that a woman can't do. You have to challenge masculinity. You have to challenge masculinity. Mm-hmm. A man challenges a boy's masculinity. Challenge it, make it stronger, make it grow, stretch him, make him. But you must protect a woman's femininity. And that's what men do for their daughters. They protect their femininity. Mm-hmm. Women actually ruin their daughters' femininity because the way they dress around them, talking on the phone to their girlfriends, certain conversations, men in and out of the house, the first ones to perm their hair, tell them their hair ain't pretty. But more so than anything, women ruin women's femininity because they tell them, you gotta be strong, you gotta make it on your own, you don't need no man in this world. If as a man, you know what I'm gonna teach my daughter?
What?
Cook, clean, sew, be humble and appreciative. I want my daughter to be a kept woman.
Mm.
However, I will have her going to college or whatever. That way, her whole life, I want her to live her life as she interact with men, expecting to be taken care of, expecting to be looked out for. You said some one day on this show, I don't know if you remember it, but I listened to everything. You said when you go out in public, you expect men to open the door and pump your gas. You expect men to be men. Not that you're saying, hey, I'm Miss Carla, I'm this pretty lady, but you expect a man to be a man. And you've also broken down your father's and mother's relationship. And I can see that. So when a woman who has a father who has protected her femininity, when she get out into the world and she meet a man and they start dating and some don't go right and she have to humble herself, the first thing she not going to say is, well, I got my own damn job. But a woman whose femininity has not been protected, when she have her first confrontation with a man, she gonna say, I got my own. My mama taught me to raise this. My mama taught me this. My mama taught me this. So it's just a situation where when I don't see that femininity on a woman, and you can just clearly see it, I'd be like, there's no way a man is gonna think twice about you, much less marrying you, much less having kids by you.
Mm.
And that's when men are deciding. I think you said something earlier. You said if you haven't got the reset book on relationships,
owner's manual.
Yeah, the owner's manual. Men are at the point now where men used to just look at a woman, eyes go out our head like Bugs Bunny. Woo, woo, woo. No. Men are strategically picking women now. We done lost too much. We done seen too many people lose behind a woman.
Yeah.
So men are strategically picking women now.
Well,
I knew that was a lot.
You did say a lot there.
Yeah.
Well, I will address some of what you did say. You did mention that you want to teach your daughter to be a kept woman, and I want you to, instead of that, I want you to kind of reconsider the kept woman to being interdependent.
Yeah.
Value.
Yeah.
Because
I want in the South kept.
I want women to see that they should start presenting a prenuptial agreement. What are you going to lose if you lose all of this right here? It's not just about you losing.
Yeah.
We as women never present no prenups to a husband to be. We don't say, well, this is what you're going to lose in the event we part ways.
Now explain to me, this is where I have to play devil's advocate. What could you possibly put on that motherfucking list other than some shit that we don't need?
No, because look, we have a lot of things as far as women are concerned that we need to be starting to monetize. First of all, we need to monetize our purpose. So in that, I mean that she should already have an established understanding of what she's here to do while she's here.
Yeah.
Because as a man, you should never choose a purposeless woman.
Yeah.
I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care how sharp she is. And at the bare minimum, you will only get this coach's approval to pass and go ahead and go down that aisle with this woman. If you tell me, coach, look, she's bad, she's dope, she's beautiful, she's all that. And I'll say, okay, I get that, but I want to hear something about purpose. What is her purpose on the planet? Does she know that? And if he tells me she's not really there yet, I'll be like.
So does the purpose have to be monetized though? Because
yes,
you said
what I mean by monetized is this. She needs to know what she is here to do. Why are you here on the planet? This is vitally important, not just for her, but for you and her. Because here's what's true. We never talk about the fact that a husband can also become an invalid. A husband can become disabled. A husband can become unable to be the sole provider of the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
With that said, a man should be also having some type of security inside the love relationship that he has. I don't want any man under my covering as a coach to go out here with some woman and sign a prenup for her to see everything she'll lose to him with nothing she's presenting to him in return.
So let me get this straight. When we talk about monetizing your purpose, I want to go back to that because you can meet a woman and she can, her purpose could be helping the elderly.
Yeah.
And she can go to the elderly and she can go in there every day and volunteer. But if that shit don't make no bread, that shit means nothing to me.
Absolutely.
Like,
That's
what the
my
fuck do I care that you like saving animals?
Right.
Is your saving animals gonna make some
What
money?
are you doing to create around what you are here to do?
So, having said that, when you said I should teach my daughter to be interdependent,
Yes.
I get what you're saying. That way she could have some value other than being pretty and cooking and cleaning. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You just said something that's so very, 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 very key. I remember when my brother was getting ready to get married and his fiance, and I was the host at the wedding, but I actually did the toast. And it's one thing that I said about her.
Sure?
Yeah. It's one thing that I said about her that I knew. If his mama got sick, she would let my mom move in with her and him. If I got sick, she would let his brother move in. She has that thing on her. So when you just said that, that's something we never consider really deep down. But I always say, if I had to wipe Chris' ass, I would do it. And she had to wipe my ass, she would wipe my ass. I have 100% confidence that if Chris would wipe my ass if I couldn't do it, 100% confidence. Now, what I'm simply saying is the femininity and the maternal instinct that are in women, that's the thing that men, like you said, are looking for now. Because like at the end of the day, men never consider, like Trav said last night, we want to pay this in our ego. We never consider this. So I go as far as to say, when I say I want my daughter to be a kept woman, but like you said, always have her own form of income or form of purpose that can be monetized. Because I just think in this day and age, the way times have changed, if you a man and you want to do everything for a woman, you a fucking dummy. You're a fucking dummy. If you still on that, I want to give you the sun, the rain, the moon, stars, and the mountain shit, you a fucking dummy. What is a woman worth to get all that shit for? I give you the rain, the sun. No way. If a woman will sit back and watch me take care of her and don't contribute, you a fucking dummy. Did you see that guy me and Trav talked about? I paid all this. My wife ain't touched the light bill. A man will do that shit for a bitch that's out of his league. Meaning you are a fucking beast, ugly ass man, and you done got your hands on a Holly Berry. And you would take care of everything for her and pay everything for her just to have that beautiful woman. But while you on the road driving that truck, she's spending your money. I just can't imagine what woman would sit back and let a man take the whole load now. And we going through. Look what we going through, Miss Carla. What do you think about that? My comment, because I know I get a lot of flack from men now, you know, and back in the day, our granddaddy can pay all the bills because our grandma ain't want to get her fucking nails done every week. Back in the day, granddaddy could pay all the bills because the houses ain't have a fucking bathroom. It had a tin roof. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Back in the day, granddaddy could pay all the bills because a manufacturing job was a job you can work 40 years and retire off. That shit is gone now. Right. So if you don't want no help from no woman, like I said, it's if you got it like that, you got it like that. I wouldn't give a fuck how much I had it. Chris is gonna do something, goddammit. Something with a purpose. It's gotta be. Yeah. I just can't see it now. What do you think about that? I
will tell you what I think is that can I be honest and raw?
Yeah, be raw and honest.
A woman that would allow it, because you're asking me, what woman would allow a man to take 100% care of her, is a woman that has no desire to have to think. If you understand that, you will understand what the desire is for a man to take care of everything. Wow. That means I can lazy my mind.
Wow.
I don't have to think, Javon.
Wow.
Not only just that, I don't even have to think. Then all I have to do is the bare minimum. But you're still going to pay. And let me tell you what this man said. I'm sorry, this woman said about her husband that she was married to for like 60 years. She said her husband would come in every day and say 3 major things to her. Hey babe, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm good. How's the dogs? They're good. You okay? Yes.
And that's
that
it.
was it. So let me explain something to you why this is the rhetoric and why women don't want to think. And this is why I always tell men, you got to have a woman that's inquisitive. She wants to learn something. She's hungry and thirsty of life and being here. She
Yeah.
wants to go with you and learn with you and drive with you. She's not just someone that's like, okay, whatever you want, whatever you want, whatever you want, because you're getting a lazy-minded woman. A woman that doesn't want to think requires you to now double think. So now you're working. Men don't understand why I have such an issue with 100% of him conveying and doing everything. I will fuss at any man that shows up. And I've had a client. Matter of fact, he comes and gets body work all the time. He's been my client now for about 2 years.
He's stressed. He's stressed.
Listen, and I take really good care of him because I make sure this is a brother, man. He is taking care of his kids. Mind you, he has 2 children that are special needs and adults. He has a wife that don't give a F about him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about nothing care, no care, thankless love.
Damn.
And he came to me one-on-one and I told him, just like this. You have a purposeless wife, my love. You're going to have to do one of 2 things. You're either going to have to leave this marriage or you're going to have to supplement. I'm not going to tell you right or wrong because I'm not the one to make the decision, but I'm going to give you your choices. He's in a marriage that's been well over 30 years now, and he's got special needs, adult children, 2 of them.
Wow.
2. He comes to me to decompress. He comes to me to unload. He comes to me to feel like a black man should. Appreciated.
Damn, I might need me a session. Goddamn, I don't know what that session sound like right there. I'm just fucking with you. I know you say you do Reiki and body work.
I take care of him.
I'm just
take care of him. He can even unload and talk about some things. When he wants to make a major decision on his real estate, guess who he comes to? Me. He'll be like, hey, man, I got this real estate I want to do, and I don't know which house I should do, and what do you think, and all of this. He has a mindless woman because she's purposeless.
You said something when you said that thing stuck on me so strong because we had this debate about 4 years ago, and it was this sister saying, when I'm with my man, he take care of things so good, my mind turn off. I ain't even got to think. Like I almost can get hit walking across the street. I said, bitch, that ain't good to me. That ain't good to me. She said, when I got a good man, my brain turn off. I was like, what the fuck you mean? And that's so crazy that you said that, for you to say that. I just thought it was lazy. But like you said, don't want to think. Don't want to think. A lazy brain, don't want to process nothing, don't want to figure out nothing, don't want to have to answer no questions, don't want to be responsible for anything.
No.
How can you just sit around, like I said, in this day and age? Like, say, for example, this is how I look at it, how it can happen. Mm-hmm. I say you got 2 types of women. You got Hollies and Seelies. I've been saying that forever. So for some reason, people think Celie is ugly. But no, Whoopi Goldberg was a bad motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know where people get this idea from. So when I say Hollies and Seelies, I have to preface it. I don't mean pretty Holly, ugly Celie. I mean, like you said, Holly, the woman that a man is going to pick from day one. I'm paying all your bills. I'm taking care of you. You so goddamn pretty. I want you. I'll do anything to have you. That's a Holly. A Sealy is a woman that's gonna have to be a mother that take care of house. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so what people don't realize, we pay and we'll fuck a Holly, but we gonna marry a Sealy. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy that you said that, and it's like a situation where if a woman, say for example, I'm looking at it. I'm not saying that a woman don't deserve to be taken care of.
No,
I'm
I know. I know what you're saying.
How does this happen? Think about this. This is what people don't understand. We got to look at historicity. We don't look at it.
Okay.
When a woman was taken care of solely, that was in a time where the woman didn't go to college. She didn't even graduate from high school. She had no skills, no nothing to take care of herself. She was a beautiful young woman that a man who was already established put under his wing and took care of. Normally she was a virgin and she had all her children by him, so he thinks. You get what I'm saying? We live in a world now where it's not like that. Women are graduating high school, getting jobs, going to college, going to the military. So what woman thinks that she's supposed to been walking through life? And now that she's 25, she gonna meet a man that just said, you ain't gotta do nothing. Bitch, you already been taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when you come here, why would I drop all your responsibilities? I'm saying, what do you bring to the table? What's your credit score? I got a lot of student loans. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things. That woman that was taken care of before was 16 and never went out into the world. Now a woman is expected to be an adult on her own. Before, a woman married from her parents' house. You see what I'm saying? So where do we get this mindset that it could even go down like that? Like, I see women all the time. I'm 25. I got my own. Bitch, you supposed to have your own everything at that age. Now, back in the day, before you got married, you weren't expected to have your own things. You was expected for somebody to get you out of your daddy's house. Now, you 26, 27, all of a sudden you don't want to ever work again. I think that was a narrative started by single mothers who want to be saved.
It's further than that.
Go ahead, give it to me. Because where does this idea come from that a grown person ain't got to do nothing?
It is called programming from the very early ages of Cinderella. If you can remember, Cinderella was laying there dead, not thinking, and a man kissed her alive.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, now that's just one.
Was it Sleeping Beauty? Yes, Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. Let's look at her.
What's Sleeping Beauty's name, though? When we think of her,
I don't know what her name was, but I know she was.
I don't know if she had a name. I just remember. Cinderella. Now, Cinderella was the girl with the stepsisters.
Okay, so I think Sleeping Beauty was just addressed as Sleeping Beauty, but we'll have to look that up.
Yeah, they called her Sleeping Beauty. I don't remember her having a name.
I don't remember either, but she was
somebody
sleeping,
put that out.
The beauty came out of her by his kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted him. So this is a narrative that has been programmed by a woman. Has been programmed by media, has been not only programmed through narratives, but also programmed through family. Then we got all these people that you have to remember. We have been taught young that there's Easter bunnies dropping eggs for Easter. We've been taught that that Jesus is on the cross. He's coming back. We've been taught, and people are still waiting. They died waiting for that. Then we got all these narratives that has cost us.
Don't you do that. I'm gonna have to stop doing the show with you. You talk about Jesus.
I'm telling you, they're waiting. They're still waiting for him to come back.
And waiting for him to marry them too.
And well, that's what they're expecting. Yes. So
yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be honest. I just go by the facts. See? So the reality is, because we have had these narratives that certain Barbie and Ken and you're going to have everything, you don't have to want for nothing. All of this is narratives that has been trickled down. Now, no one is disputing it, because you know why I know? There's 60, 50-year-old women in the wait for a man to show up to make them not have to think.
God,
They're really waiting, Javon, for a man to show up. Not only that, they're not going anywhere but to the grocery store and home, and they think that they're going to just see him appear at the gas station. They don't really think beyond that. So because of and Delise share Beauty and the Beast.
I want you to do a show one day. Just while it's on my mind, I want you to do a show one day, and then we'll talk about it. Where can women go to meet men? Like, what are the spots? I want you.
I got something.
I want you to.
Yes.
Consider that one day. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So, but I want us to get real about the raw. The problem is a lot of times we're not talking about this. So a lot of times people are in the dark. They don't realize how imperative it is to get real in your mind and be a realist. Stop inflating your own ego and thinking that you're all that in a bowl of grits. Realize I am a woman, yes. But you know what? Rather than me trying to get the P. Diddy, maybe I would do better with a gentleman that's doing like 100 to 200,000 a year. Maybe that's more my league.
Or $55,000.
65 or whatever. And I'm contributing anyway because I said any man that is going to be under my covering as my client, I'm not going to allow him to get with a woman without a drawn up prenuptial agreement that's showing her value first.
Yeah.
No man should go in it thinking he's got to sit a woman down and talk about why he's wanting there to sign it and all this. And she's sitting there crying. Oh, why do I have to? You don't believe in me. Oh, no, girl. What is he going to lose if you walk away? It's a cost here.
He gonna lose the table. He gonna lose the goddamn table. She
is it a mahogany table or what kind of table are you talking about?
Can we just acknowledge something that's been? Women are commodities. When are we just gonna? When we gonna? A woman's pussy is her bag. When we gonna? What I'm simply saying is this: when women just gonna? Because when the women that have purposes are already married. The women that got this shit down, the purpose and the femininity, they married, then been married 2-3 times and sick of fucking marriage. You know what I'm saying? It's the ones that's never had this thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, how can I say this?
I had talked about this earlier, but I really want to be honest. First of all, if I have a woman that comes to my call, just calls in and asks me, Coach, I need help. What do I need to do? I want a relationship or whatever. The first thing I'm going to talk to that woman about is her mindset, because I can't help you to get what you're desiring until we pierce through your programming. Yeah. Every woman on this planet in this society has been conditioned to believe a man is here to take care of her.
Yeah.
And so even if she is independent, you need to know as a man, is she interdependent savvy? Is she interdependent savvy? If she is not, you're going to end up with a dependent.
Dry pussy.
Yes, that too.
And
so
see,
you need to make sure that this woman, is she interdependent savvy? So now what I have to let men know is when I get a woman to come to me, it's going to take her at least 2 to 4 years to digest and swallow this truth serum I'm going to give her on this spoon. It's going to take her 2 to 4 years to deprogram the fantasy. This is why y'all men don't understand.
It's overformed in 4
years.
Y'all
men don't understand that a lot of times it's not what you do, it's what you don't do that cost you your relationships. It's not what you do, it's what you don't do in your relationships. So understand what I'm saying. A lot of times gentlemen have no clue as to what it's going to take to really sustain a relationship when he's dealing with a woman programmed on the man and the makeup in her mind. She's created what you are by what you look like, not what you do. And everything that you don't do in her mind that doesn't match is conflicting.
So can I ask you this? Can I ask you this as a woman who's free from the programming?
Yeah.
And women watching this, just don't get mad. Y'all motherfuckers stupid. And that's just all I can say. I can't say it no other. A woman is a stupid individual. She really is. She really is. And I'm gonna say it, and I gotta be plain with it. You're stupid because you move every situations with your emotions. You can't think straight if everything, like she said, you looking at it from your childhood program. I was speaking about childhood program and how as a man, we're taught that we're gonna lose something to have a relationship. It's like the programming starts early with white folks. You know, back in the day during slavery, them motherfuckers was marrying their cousins and shit, and they was marrying off early. So they gave their son a gun. Hey, you got a gun? You got a model gun? Get you a stick just in case you're gonna have to get them runaway slaves, boy. You're gonna have to protect. But they gave the little girl a doll, right? Mm-hmm. And when this little girl gets this doll, she feels like I'm the mother of this doll, right?
Yes.
And if I'm a mother, then what does a mother have to be? A wife. And if I'm a wife, I have to have a husband. And husband, why you think little girls run up to little boys? We eating dirt, digging worms, and they come up and say, "You want to play house?" And we say, "House, how you play that?" And they pull them two naked dolls out and hunt them in front of us, and then tell us to hump them. All the girls corrupted the boys. The girls corrupted the boys. And it's like they're walking around and they want this thing so bad. And then when you look at them and what they're prepared for. Carla, you said something that's so amazing. I had this class that I taught called Bears and Bubbles. It's about a lot of stuff, but really it's for the edification of a woman coming out of that 4-year-old girl phase. I got a saying, a 4-year-old girl is smarter than a grown woman. A 4-year-old girl can tell you exactly what she want, when she want it. I want McDonald's again. I don't care if I ate McNuggets yesterday. You asked me what I wanted. Mm-hmm. A grown woman can't even tell you where she want to eat at on a daily basis. And the reason being is that 4-year-old girl is not afraid of rejection. That grown woman is so scared for you to tell her no. A grown woman is so scared for you to tell her no, and they don't understand when men are pursuing them, we see right through that, and we're like, I know this first time I tell this bitch no, it's over. She gonna have a real live temper tantrum. So let me say this, and let me clean that up a little bit. Women ain't stupid. Women just fucking dumb. I'm playing.
You didn't do any better.
Women know I love them, but what I'm saying is, it's just like they just, my God, it's like, what in the world is wrong with the mind of thinking that all of a sudden you are, like I said before, that back in the day, why are you trying to have back in the day? You are not a virgin that can cook, clean, sew, and that can kill a damn hog and bust it down to pork chop sausages and make me some chitlins. You are nothing like a woman back in the day. A woman back in the day could run a farm. She could hunt. You are nothing like a woman back in the day. Mm-hmm. You don't take care of your kids all day. You don't make your children's clothes. You don't make their fucking quilts. What the fuck make you think you're supposed to be treated like great grandma? And then you come into a situation 25, 30 or something with kids, and now you want a motherfucker to take care of you? Wake the fuck up.
Well, and to
I said all that out of love. I swear to God, that's out of pure love right there.
But to say, what I do want to say is a couple things. First off, women have been programmed from young. And until a woman, I talked about this before, I'm going to bring it up again because you know I always pull this out of everything I talk about. Women have been programmed to believe that a man is here to be their savior and to take care of them, and is supposed to be their protector and their security. That has been a programming for women to really follow and really believe that they don't have to bring shit to the table because they were taught our pretty and our pussy is enough. That is the programming. So the truth of the matter is, a lot of times women believe that, oh, I can just have pussy and pretty and I'll get whatever I want. Mm-hmm. So now that we have this indiscrepancy, we also have men that flash the dollars.
Dumb.
Whatever you want, baby girl. Oh, you pretty, shake it for me. Let me see. And she's shaking it and he's paying it. What does that mean? That's the opposite of what it is. However, when a real woman comes to understanding her value and devalues her pussy and devalues her pretty and gets busy on purpose, she's not coming and leading to the man about that. She's looking at this as, look, hey, I am a valuable woman. Like I said earlier, at the end of the day, a real woman that's full of purpose, no man is going to make her happy. No man taking care of everything is enough. Because let me tell you, when a man takes 100% care of everything, and
he's going to run your ass.
He's beating that ass.
He's going to run your stupid ass.
He's going to beat your ass.
Why wouldn't I? You're literally my property.
Yes, exactly. But that's because she's not thinking.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Because I want to clean it up. But isn't that not fucking stupid?
It's all stupid, but it's all, everybody's a part of it. It's not just the woman. The man's a part of the shit too, because he's paying.
Yeah, to think that you can pay a woman for a woman's loyalty. That's
what he thinks.
Stupid.
Yes, I know. But this has been the programming.
And the thing that
your pussy. And you gotta remember the feminine, let me get through to it. The acts, the women's acts and all of that was happening, and all of these pushing of political party and getting a woman's rights together.
You're right about that.
From the demeaning of the woman's value. This is why I say no woman, no matter who she is, no matter how pretty she is, if she don't come to you with showing you something that you're going to lose with being with her, then fucking don't get married, period. I don't even believe in the institution of marriage personally, but if you are going to do it, goddamn it, you better come with something. And if a woman is coming to the table, what she's bringing to the table, she should be sitting down and saying, listen, this is what I am, and this is who I am and why I'm here on the planet. I know that for a fact. With or without you, I can fucking think. If something goes wrong with this fucking roof, I know how to sit down. You want to know my value? I know how to sit down and outsource some shit. I know how to sit down and make sure that, oh my God, there's stuff that's needing done. I am a woman that can call you. You get these bumps under your chin from shaving. I know about bump stoppers. I do the research. Yeah. My man has bumps on his face. The one that I told you I worked on. I said, what's all this on your face? What is this? He's like, yeah, so I was getting a beard in, and it kind of broke me out. What? Oh no, you need to go to the store and look up the bump stoppers, baby boy, and that will clear you up. And stop using razors, use clippers.
Let me say this.
Shit comes from not just a man can't monetize what my value is, because goddamn it, when I leave, he's hurting. Like, this woman brought me value based upon making me up my value by fucking with her.
Yeah. And that value is so much value is in peace and nurturing. Let me say this real quick. The sister Linda Lee said, I'm sorry you've had bad experience in men. I don't know. Maybe she being funny. That's a white woman. Hey, look, let me say this. I don't give a fuck about no white women, what no motherfucking white women ever got to say on my podcast. So if you being funny, maybe you made a mistake, had bad experience in men, you trying to indicate some gay shit. But I don't give a fuck about no white woman. I actually would prefer you never to speak on my shit. So let me just say that real quick. I don't give a fuck about no fucking white woman. What the fuck I care about what a white woman's opinion? I don't want them to ever watch me. I don't know how she got over it. I never want white women to watch me. I don't give a fuck about them. I don't dislike them. but you're irrelevant as it relates to anything that I'll ever have to talk about, other than the fact that you be on some bullshit. But let me say this. To me, it's so dumb for a woman to make her body her thing when all it does is deteriorates. Y'all see at the beginning of this show, she said Halle Berry got pussy oil.
Right.
Halle Berry got pussy oil. So what I'm saying is your looks is going to diminish. By the time you get 30, your looks is falling down. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you let a woman tell it, they pussy get better the older they get, which we know is scientifically impossible. There's no way my dick gets as hard and can fuck and bust like it used to. My testosterone levels are lower. I'm an older man. There's no way you can get up and start losing estrogen and going through menopause, having hot flashes, and now your pussy better. So why wouldn't you lead with something of value and substance? And let me say this, and this is to any woman that's ever watching. If ain't no man never wifed you, you're who I'm talking to. That's just we got to be clear with them, Miss Carla. Because you said this is what amazes me. I damn near want to give up. You said it take 4 years to deprogram a woman?
Yes.
Do you know how many women, first of all, in that 4-year process that you're saying that, you know how many women gonna give up on that shit?
Yeah, I know.
Miss Carla, are you really bullshit? Are you?
No, I promise. I'm not. I promise you. Because at the end of the day, most of the time, this programming has been programmed since young. I first have to pull them off the news.
Damn. And the View.
Number one. I got to pull them off the news first. The news is the biggest problem. You got to detox. And I'm talking about a deep detoxing with your coach, Carla Nicole. And in order to get that, you got to be willing. Like one of your people said on the comments, you have to be coachable. You have to be willing and open.
So, Mr.
There's no way you can be in a love affair and really be maternal if you're not willing to hear the truth.
I see Miss Delise said it does take 4 years. And just so y'all know, Miss Delise is one of Carla's, I don't know if you call them client or whatever. She coaches her life coach. And she said it does take 4 years. So, you know, I can see that, because the funny thing is I taught Bears and Bubbles 4 years. And all the women that came through my Bears and Bubbles class will tell you that they're healed. Their lives are just... Yeah. So I could see that. I just didn't realize I'd actually taught it 4 or 5 years. You know, I didn't realize that with time being compressed. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Wow. Now that I think about it, all the women that were in my Bears and Bubbles class are married or in the middle of their purpose in great relationships, like gone to the fucking moon. But
and let me just say this, because I think we're really losing sight on. I also have to divorce them from being married, because some of them are going to be second or third string, or maybe fourth string in a man's life.
Miss Carla, you really teach them that?
Yes.
And that's the only way they're going to have peace. Because you said something that was so amazing to me. You said you never had peace in your life till you stopped worrying about a man's dick and what he doing and having your own personal guy. And you've been married twice. So I know this ain't just some, some women relent and say, marriage ain't for everyone. I know you done been married twice and got a life partner now so I know you ain't just saying this shit. I talked to a sister I did a one-on-one with the other day, and sisters of relent once the information get too tough. And I was talking to her. Now, mind you, she said, when the information got too tough, she said, well, marriage ain't for everybody. I said, but you've been with your baby daddy for 9 years, living with him, and popped out 3 kids. Bitch, you married. Right. You married and don't even know it. Right. You just ain't got no ring. So stop acting like you don't want this man to marry you
Right.
It's like all of a sudden we have all these excuses. And it's back to the subject. We have a lot of excuses that non-maternal women make
Well, let's
to
also
explain why they not with nobody.
and let's also remember, Javon, what you said was powerful. When I explained to women they must divorce the theory of marriage out of their mind, because in order for them to know that if they are a wife, if they are a 24/7, if they are a life partner,
I
if they're
chick.
going to be a side chick, if they're going to be the third string or fourth string, they need to know what they are eligible for
Ooh,
in the life of a man.
ooh.
And then check this out, because it gets better. She needs to know, once she puts her sexy on and she starts to loving from her head to her motherfucking toes, and how sexy she is. She's pushing them girls up. She's getting some flair about her and getting sexy. Now she starts to see her own opportunities out here, and she stops worrying about it, and she starts focusing on her purpose. Guess what happens? Her purpose is her driver now. She's getting aroused sexually for herself.
So that's how y'all went after menopause.
Yes, she's getting her growth.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay.
now she's all about this. And men, she now gets to pick and choose. But
So
she'll
let
be
me
like,
ask you
well,
this.
what role am I to you? What's my role? Okay, does she have a life partner? Is she already a 24/7? That means that vacancy is closed. Okay,
You're so
so are
amazing.
you okay with being a second string for me? Or is that a problem? What role are we gonna have some spatial time together, or is this a problem? But
Let
let's
me
be for
let me
real.
say this real quick, because you just said something. Well, I can understand how it takes 4 years. I want you to explain me, how much pushback do you get when you start breaking down? Because all I've been doing, and people think I'm mean and I'm passionate and I love y'all women. All I've been doing is telling y'all which one of y'all bitches ain't worth a shit for to be no husband, nobody's wife.
Right.
That's all I've been telling you. You not a wife. You're never going to be a wife. I can look at your Facebook profile and tell. So how much pushback do you get when you start showing them? Because every woman feel like, I deserve my own man, blah, blah. How much, you got to have a mean ass curriculum to be able to look at a woman and say, based on talking to you after a while and assessing you, you're going to be not even a side chick. You're going to be like a number 3. You have 0 qualifications for me.
I will tell them without problem. You're gonna most likely be a third string.
I'd be like, bitch, get my money back. Cash app, reject. Do you get a lot of those?
No, they're like, give it to me raw. Because you know who told me the truth was my dad. When after my second marriage, he said, you know what? I don't think marriage is for you. I think you should just go on and play the game and you're good. I said, oh.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. When your daddy told you this, how did it hit you at first? Or had you realized it and your dad confirmed it? Because when you done been married twice, you know what I'm saying? You can get married. Like, there's a man, the guy that you do the shit on right now, that motherfucker will marry you tomorrow. If you know what I'm saying? Because he already fucked up. You get the point when I'm making. Right. So I'm pretty sure it's no problem for you to get married. No. But how did that hit you when your daddy told you that? Let me rephrase the question. Did your daddy tell you that it hit you and then you start to do the self-work to figure that out? Or was you doing the self-work within your marriage and left it because you realized that?
No, my dad inspired it.
And then you started doing the self-work.
I started doing the self-work. Because once he gave me the raw, I was open to hearing, because I was coming out of the divorce with my second husband. And I was like,
So let me ask you something. I want to ask you this right on camera. And if it's too personal, don't answer it. How can I say this? Because you have the feminine qualities, you have the maternal qualities. Are you just a wildflower? Because what make you keep leaving these niggas? Like, because you got the qualities to get married. What make you not want to stay married? And like you said, you don't want to be married again. What is it about you?
Well, no, I didn't say that. What I said was the first husband was a down low brother, so he was just
so what you just left that motherfucker.
Oops.
You got to leave him. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was young. I was
He was
20.
a DL Hewley.
He was just to get my daughter, and literally, I know the day she was conceived because it was all a mistake. But
Oh, so you wanted a child?
listen, it was just one of those. But my second husband, really, my only real purpose for he and I was for him to show me how dysfunctional a family could be and how much I can heal his life. And he granted me my son.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's a love for him, even though he's not really instrumental in it. He's a very good person, but he had a lot of dysfunction
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with. So I got exposure to what dysfunction looks like to help me become more valuable in my purpose. So if I wouldn't have had that exposure to the love affair I had with him, I would have known nothing about how foul women could be, how ugly they are, what they do to men, and how they can be into drugs and alcohol and all kinds of stuff. I just never was brought up in.
So would you say your marriages were courses for you to become who you are to teach this course?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because you have to remember, Down Low Brothers wasn't, that was uncommon back in the night. I think I divorced him in 2001. So that was unheard of back then.
Yeah.
Down Low Brothers now.
Down low.
You know what I'm saying? Now, this just that's nothing. I could have wrote a book back then, but I was trying to be kind and give a damn about my ex. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to expose you. He didn't come out till like maybe 3 years ago to his family in the driveway.
I was gay the whole time. No, let me stop playing because people have so basically you just feel like ultimately you're going to be a teacher, a student of life, and some of why you I don't want to put words in your mouth, not married now, you kind of pick, I don't want to say the wrong guys, but you probably picked some handsome motherfuckers. You was going over these motherfuckers handsome, like you know what I'm saying? Because it just seems like with a mother and father and all the wisdom you have, but like you said, your father hit you with the hey, you shouldn't be nobody's wife, and he started your introspective mission on figuring yourself out, finding your purpose, and now that you have your purpose, this is the cool thing about you that I do like. You've been married, you experienced it. So can't nobody, you've been married twice and you experienced it. So can't nobody say, bitch, you just a bitter old bitch talking. You literally have a purpose.
Yes.
Your purpose is to be a relationship coach and to free women up to real women and men alike. So I want to just make it, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be on them guys because those guys be coming to me in tears and all kinds of stuff. So no, men, kids, I do it all.
Look at my guy Leonard Russell. What's up, Weeda? That's one of my high school man. We was in damn kindergarten together.
I love it.
His birthday is November 30th. Mine is December 1st. So we was literally born a day apart. Wow. And his daddy is like, man, that motherfucker like my dad. His dad is like a real live uncle to me. So
I love it.
Yeah. I just had to give my guy a shout out. I seen him over here. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's so amazing that when we get into it, it's like some things I've told men, yo, bro, you don't deserve no woman. You might deserve some pussy.
Right.
You might deserve some pussy, but you don't deserve no good woman. And you never gonna have a good woman.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And I actually told my partner this earlier today. I told him, I said, you know what? I said, we brought up Tia Mowry, which is funny. You brought her up earlier. And I mean, no, you didn't talk about Tia Mowry. I was talking to him about Tia Mowry, and I told him, I said, let me tell you what happened to her. I personally think that Tia went out there and did her Playgirl years, like I told you I did, right?
Yeah, you're going to be a Playgirl early or after? You're going to be a whore in your 20s, or you're going to leave your husband and be a whore?
So after my divorce from my first husband, I went 7 years and did my Playgirl years and had a good time and turned up and all kinds of deliciousness was going on. And I have my baby, Morgan, that's my baby now. She was shocked. She didn't know anything about Playgirl years because my two girls that I was cool with, they took her away from my madness. They had her Go have fun.
Oh, so you're like you were saying the real godmothers when you was out whoring, she wasn't exposed to your
She
whoring.
wasn't exposed to shit except for daddy.
Because I call Playgirl years whoring.
I know. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but I love how you do it. I love how you say it because when you're coaching these women, you got to tone these words down for the girl. It's time for your Playgirl years. Sweetheart, I think it's your past your Playgirl years. So I love how you do it.
I think Tia went out there. She was married, but kind of had a little bit of a taste in her mouth to want to try it.
Yeah.
So she went out there, got divorced, thought she'd get cute. And I personally think, this is just my personal spiritual thinking on what happened, is some man that was making it and clapping it and turning it up for her told her to her face, listen, this ain't for you.
Go home.
Go home.
I done told women that. I done told women that I dealt with, go back to your baby daddy.
Go home. You're not going to find it out here.
Yeah.
You're not going to find it out here. Just go home. And I feel like Tia got it out her system, but she had to do it. Or she would have ever been itching in her spirit, like, oh, I just want to know. I want to try it. And
I want to be a whore. I've been a child actress my whole life. You know what's funny about that, though? And that man loved his family.
To death. Yes.
And but that's why I said, Miss Carla, men really love unconditionally. Women don't. Men be in love, women be in business. Now, what I say about this man, if I could sit down in a room with him, I would stomp him in his goddamn kidneys. What the fuck make you let this woman do you like that in front of the whole world? But he love his family. He love his family. That's a handsome man. Soon as he she left, Tyler Perry put him in the movie. His career blew even more. But I definitely agree with you. She got on the internet with that little fucking flat ass and that chicken little shape. And
he told her to go home.
Yeah.
Go home.
Girl, go home. That pussy ain't even good no more. You do menopause. And
well, and I personally think, this is just me, I personally think all women have that itch, but it doesn't have anything to be really about sex. I know it's going to throw you off and just blow your mind.
Oh, no. Women love attention now more than any motherfucker.
But it's not even that. What it is inside our sacral chakra, inside of this area where we're wanting to be intimate and have sex and have a sexual drive and urge. Yeah. Normally, the woman's desire for multiple partners or multiple sexual experiences, check this out, is normally because she is wanting to become her higher self. Other men in her womb helps her to bring to her newness. It's not on. I know we've been so corrupt to believe that different multiple partners is a bad thing, but really all women have a stage that she will not actually tell her partner that's in her mind she wants to explore, or she did it.
Well, look, let me say this, and I ain't even playing devil's advocate because I agree with you 100%. However, okay, you just explain why a woman want to hold just like a man can want to hold. Now, what I just heard is this, and I know this. Every bitch I fuck with becomes me.
Absolutely.
That's what people don't realize. And it's some mentalness and it's some science. When a man come in a woman, I ain't been hitting them raw though.
Say that again.
I said when a man come in a woman, then I said, I ain't hitting nothing raw though. I ain't came in nothing now. You know what I'm saying? I'm married. But I'm talking about a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
The point that I'm making is when a man is fucking a woman and when he come in her, you can go look this up, Google Chat GPT. Yes. His sperm goes into her and becomes a real literal part of her DNA. His sperm is a live being. When I was about to say, when they did autopsies on women, they could tell how many men that came in you by his traces of his sperm left in your brain. Yes, so what I'm simply saying is, when a woman like you and like fucking you, she starts saying all your sayings. She starts acting like you. She become you. Absolutely. So I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
That's why I tell a lot of men that I counsel. I don't want to say counsel, do reflective discourse. And they said, this is going on. I said, man, your bitch got another man's swagger on her that's too strong. You'll never please her. She'll never. That's just like Coretta Scott King. Who gonna make her feel like Martin did? That bitch died with no sense. Like, you know, if anything, she had to fuck Jesse or Andrew Young or Clayton Powell. So it's a situation where I joke with my wife all the time. And she'll say it, and because we have an open relationship, and the older I get, I don't give a fuck about no woman. I don't give a fuck about no woman the older I get. And my wife always jokes. She said, well, I'll never meet nobody of your caliber. She like, I feel like I would be playing myself to mess with somebody that's not of your caliber. And she said, if anything, I just meet me a little young nigga just because he young and sexy. But as far as looking for something, so Miss Carla, that's so real. Miss Carla, why? Let me ask you something. And I know the answer, but I want to hear from you. Why are women so fucking scared to tell the truth about shit like that? You fuck with men because you want to elevate yourself. Sometime as a woman, the caliber of man you can fuck makes you feel better and it elevates you. No different than as a man. Sometimes the caliber woman a man can fuck make him feel like, oh yeah, I'm on my shit. Why the fuck? See, now you see what I'm saying when I be saying it's a woman's fault. I'm not being mean. I'm saying men are so willing and ready to tell the truth. You're not my only woman. You not, I promise you. We so afraid that women can't handle it. Why can't a woman tell that truth about herself?
Because sexually we have been taught that we're supposed to keep our panties up and our dress down.
But we know y'all whoring.
I know, but that's still a guilt. We're guilt driven. We're taught that we cannot be sexual and be free in our sexuality. We're taught it's not okay. Your ass should not be out there having sex. I even had one time my partner's mother thought she'd be funny and say, "You're just out there whoring, being funny." I said, you should get you some. While you playing, you're damn right. And he shakes it good too. While you playing, what else you got to say about it? I don't give a rat's ass how you feel about me shaking it. I'm shaking it on him often, and we doing it all the time. Any questions? She's like, get out my car.
Hey, Miss Carla, I like when you talk your shit because you be classy. I'm shaking it on them and I'm shaking it off to it, and the rat's ass, and it be sounding tough, but it be still sounding so ladylike. This is the funny thing, and this is what people and women don't understand. If we look at the world, have you ever noticed when, like, for example, a top athlete can fuck a woman, and now every rapper want to go with it and fuck her? You know what I'm saying? It's that thing. It's that thing that now I'm not like that. I want my own bitches. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. But it's just something about that thing that, like, man, if Jay-Z fucked her, I fucked her too. Man, Russell Wilson fucked her, I want to fuck her. It's like I be saying to myself, why these niggas keep wanting to fuck the same women?
Competition.
And it's so many beautiful women out here that ain't even known. They'll be like, Javon is famous. Every time we see him and his wife with a new bitch, ain't nobody never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Not Javon and his wife is chilling with Nicki Minaj or Cardi. Fuck them whores. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But it's competition. Men that drive to want to do that is because he knows that if that woman had intimate sexual experience with that man of that caliber, he wants to be able to say, I did it too, because that makes him feel like he's at the same level as him.
Yeah. And the reason I never felt like that, I'm going to tell you why. The reason that's some crazy shit to me. I'm working on my book called Eagle's Eye View. And the reason I'm calling it Eagle's Eye View is I've always had a view from the top in every aspect. I'm an eagle in high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm an eagle in college. You know what I'm saying? But Eagle's Eye View mean up looking down. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been taller. I've always been up looking down. And I don't care what nobody say. You can say arrogance, whatever the fuck you want to say. God gave me the motherfucking cheat code. I don't give a fuck what you want to say. God made me tall, dark, and handsome. That's what they say. That's what they say they want in every race. God made me tall, dark, and handsome. I got perfect facial structure, all that shit. So God gave me the cheat code. So I have always been the type of guy that could fuck the woman that the top dog fucked, and I ain't give the bitch no money. I slut her out and treat her like shit.
Yeah.
All the women that the guys would chase after, I fuck them and treat them like shit. So what I'm simply saying is looking down and having this view from the top. A lot of people, I don't know how to say this without people taking it wrong. If you're average or below average, you have no fucking idea what's going on out here. If you're average or below average man, you have no idea that a married woman being taken care of by a man living in a mansion that will fuck a tall 6'6" nigga behind the Walmart because he's complimented her in the store. You see what I'm saying? That's what people don't realize. If you are average or below average, you have no idea. Say, for example, you're sitting here, you're a beautiful woman, intelligent, that had 2 husbands. You're above average. You're above average woman. And I'm not talking about looks, because like I said, looks fade. And when women go through menopause and get Halle Berry pussy cream. So it's like the pussy and the looks are not gonna be. I got a song that said it's more than your beauty and your beauty. It's just so much more.
Right.
Damn, let me see real quick. Can I think of those lyrics that I wrote? Tell me who you are standing here in front of me. No, I want to know who you are staring here in front of me. I see your face and I love your shape, but tell me something about your fucking, fuck the song, but that's the point. The song is saying,
right.
oh, what you got going on besides your ass and your looks, because that will get you fucked quick.
Right.
But what does it do? I saw Tracy Ellis Ross. Obviously, this woman has zero motherly qualities. Bitch, your mama is Diana Ross.
Diana. Honey, listen.
Your mama is Diana motherfucking Ross.
Period. Yes.
You came in the game with the cheat codes. Period. Your mama is Diana motherfucking Ross.
Yes, sir.
And she posted this thread with about 10 pictures of her ass and my body. I said, see, that's why I say a bitch so fucking stupid. You're rich and ain't nobody wifed you when you had a 19-year-old body. Now you 55. Okay, Javon, when I was 19 and fit at my best, I wasn't good enough to go to the NFL or the NBA. Right. Now I'm 49. I'm finna start training for the NFL and the NBA. You would say I'm the stupidest motherfucker walking on the fucking earth. So how you gonna not get a husband or a man to commit to you when you're most beautiful and most sexiest? Now you think somebody want that? Man, you got to be out your motherfucking mind. Or change the plan. Change the way, go through your class, go through them 4 years. That's God damn, go through them 4 years. If I was a woman and somebody told me and I sat down and I said, Miss Carla, you know, I haven't been, I'm beautiful. I think I got a lot of good qualities, but for some reason it ain't worked out for me. And you say, well, I can take you on a 4-year journey. I said, bitch, I'm going back to whoring.
But what's so deep, Javon, is this. Now, when we talk about Miss Ross, Tracy Ellis in her mindset is like where you were. Well, it's like where I was when I was in my playgirl years after my first marriage.
Yeah.
So let me explain to you why she's there. Tracy Ellis Ross never fully matured from her playgirl years because now she is attracting men that are young.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is The age group of men that are attracted to Tracee Ellis Ross is the men identical to her female version of her identity in her person, in her being.
So she thinks she's young and cool and sexy.
No, it's not she thinks. Her maturity, her actual mature age is at the level of
30.
the men that are coming to her. Check
Wow.
this out. Let me also explain something about Miss Ross. So Miss Ross has money. She has fame just off of her mama alone.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to work. She
Ain't
doesn't have to worry about a bill. She doesn't have to, she can go out here, get up in the morning, not brush her teeth, not do anything but her hair, because you know she ain't gonna let her hair go because she loves them curls. So she don't have to do nothing but her hair, go out back and just sit down, not think, and do that all day long, and just make sure her legs are in the air as often as possible. And she got a couple of them gentlemen on deck ready to make sure to. That's all she cares about, because she don't have to care about thinking. She don't have to care about money. She don't have to care about celebrity. Does Miss Ross, let's ask this. Does Miss Ross know her purpose? Most likely the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what Tracee Ellis Ross wants to do on the planet, if she wants to go out here and make plates, or she wants to go out here and draw some scribbles on a paper, somebody will kick her the money just off of that. So
And you know, the funny thing about it is,
Tracee
you
Ellis
are so
doesn't
right.
have any talent. Her
You're
mama
so
did.
right. That whole what am I trying to say? Age, her mental age.
Yes.
And that's why people like Vivica Fox still walk around here talking that stupid shit.
Yes, that's why. Absolutely. Because they don't mature, Javon. A lot of women, you're walking around in your grown woman's body, but your mature level is young. I oftentimes have to tell clients, hey, look, yes, you're at this age chronologically, but when we look at where you've been and what you've been through and experienced, you're actually only this age. So I've actually had clients where I had to tell them, look, you're actually really right here in your mature age, where you're mature at.
Wow, because that's just like the flip side of men. You see these men out here, 50, Shannon Sharp, shit. Perfect example. The nigga still in his 20s, college football player. You see these men out here dressing with these tight ass clothes, wearing these fucking Jordans, fucking these young girls, when it's like, how can I say, like you were saying with Tracee Ellis Ross at her age, right?
Yes.
Some of that is men won't. I'm 48.
Right.
I want to fuck a 70-year-old woman so bad that I don't know what to do with myself, just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Possibly 82 or some shit like that. I want her to be older just to see.
Just to see. Okay.
So when a 25-year-old man wants to fuck Tracee Ellis Ross, it's pure curiosity.
Absolutely.
Just want to see what that 50-year-old pussy hit like. You know what I'm saying?
Her celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Shahrazad Ali, you know who she is? She be wearing them Queen Latifah hats, or Queen Latifah be wearing her hats. Long story short, she went on a tour in the 80s.
I'm trying to think.
And basically she was trying to talk about how men was this, but the more she went on this tour, she realized, she said, the problem is the goddamn women. And she wrote a book, and she was on the Phil Donahue show, and she got vilified. Almost her book got banned. She said a black woman in America don't mature past the age of 13.
Yes, I do know who you're talking about now. Yes, I am.
What do you think about that?
I don't dispute it.
I damn sure don't either.
It depends on the woman, but many women don't, because again, if they get involved in this relationship that they desire to not want to think, then they will be okay with a man taking care of them. Then they won't mature past where they mature at. So again, a lot of times when you see different men that want to father women, they stay at 13 or younger.
Miss Carla, I'm just being honest. And we was joking when the show started. You already know. One of the reasons that I'm such a good teacher is I look into myself and be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And most people can't be honest with themselves.
No, they can't.
If I pay for everything, you gonna do what the fuck I said, or I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass.
What did I say earlier?
Why do women always say the guys that pay for everything abuse the shit out? Bitch, you don't do nothing. You gonna do what the fuck I say because you don't have nothing to do but do what the fuck I say.
Because I'm paying for it.
Yeah. So today is Tuesday morning. If I'm just being honest, but that's why I would never pay for a woman because I know, bitch, you gonna not do what? And I just did. What the fuck you mean you got to get your nails done to Tuesday at 10? I need you to do this Tuesday at 10. Reschedule that fucking appointment. I'm paying for that shit any fucking way. I don't understand what make these women not understand. That's why granddaddy used to beat the shit out of grandma. You gonna do what the fuck I say? I pay for everything. What the fuck wrong with you?
So
Ain't that how you do your kids?
But that's
I
my
pay for
point.
everything. You gonna do what I say? You get the fuck out of this house. I don't understand this.
That's what I keep telling you. That's why the man, if he pays 100%, I said I don't know how long. That the only man that pays for 100% of a woman's things and needs is a daddy.
Yep. Wow. And that's why these stupid hoes out here be talking about, I need a daddy.
Well, they kind of change it up a little bit and they call it zaddy, but it's still the same thing.
But you know what, Miss Carla, this is why I like doing the show with you and Trav, because I'm a sharp motherfucker, and but y'all sharp and y'all reveal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, just in your wisdom, the only person that pays for everything is a daddy.
Yeah,
You
period.
do what the fuck I say.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
When I left my daddy's house, when I left Richard Willis, when I left his home, he said, bye, and don't think you're coming back here because this is for me and your mama. So now that you're leaving, I love you, but
wow,
you're now homeless if you can't figure that out. Oh,
and deep down, every woman knows when they telling their daughter, be independent, live for yourself. She really saying, I know you gonna have to work that pussy. She telling them you can work that pussy to be taken care of.
What I tell myself, and this has been what I learned from my baby girl. She works for the bank. I told my daughter, I said, she said, Mom, you never asked Papa for money. I can only count like maybe 3 times since I was little. You ever called Papa for money? Like you, and he always had it. I'm like, I'm not calling your grandfather for no money because the first question is going to be, is this to borrow or is this to have?
Yeah.
Okay. And then once I tell him, well, what's your payment plan? And then once I explain that, then I better be I have to come correct on my payments. And 9 times out of 10 with my dad, if I agree to pay him and I make my payments on time, I never have to make them all. But I don't expect that. I don't. I always made sure that I was going to pay him back. Prime example, what I told my daughter. And I even told this to my son. I have a sugar daddy. It's called gold and diamonds. I invest in gold and diamonds and have done it since I've been young.
Okay.
So I take my savings is my gold and my diamonds. So when I teased my daughter recently that I had cash money to help her out, I say, hey, she's like, Mom, I got hit with some fraud or whatever. I said, they hit it, gave her a couple dollars. She's like, Mom. I said, girl, I am out here dancing at night. She said, Mom, don't play. I don't have time for this. I'm like, just don't tell your brother. But I'm doing stripping now. She said, where, Mom? I said, diamonds. She said, Mom, you can't do that. Do you know your grandson's dad goes there? I said,
yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I teased her and messed with her. But then after all said and done, she said, tell me that that's not true. I said, it's not true. baby girl. But no, I said it's the sugar daddy that I've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
had.
You know what's funny about that? I got a joke. Since you said that, I tell it. Light humor before we get out of here. I got to go to work.
Oh
I
yeah,
want to start a strip club called Regular Nights. Regular
I
Nights.
love it.
No lingerie. You come out in your work outfit. Regular women, somebody like you, Miss Carla,
Yep.
somebody with some class that can come out and we say, I wonder what that motherfucker look like up under that damn nurse's uniform. And she got on some regular draws, you know what I'm saying? Regular nights, because I'm just sick of women coming out with glitter and all that shit on, lingerie and glitter. And I
And y'all
want to
all
start
say
a
the
strip
same
club
thing.
called Regular Fucking Nights.
Y'all all say the same thing. You're going there for the chicken.
Yeah, well, Miss Carla, I'm gonna just be honest with you. We have been super. Look, I was reading a study. Millennials, like this is crazy. When I was growing up, I don't know what the number was,
Right.
but they say men now, 30 and under, 30 to 18, 18 to 30,
Wow.
are having sex less than average once a month. Now think about this. You would think, and it's not because of gayness. We got exposed to porn and got a little porn tape and might have beat our meat here and there. These kids that had this shit on their phone, they been looking at shits. They tired of fucking porn. They tired of women twerking. They sick of that shit. These kids is playing video games. They door dashing. They don't want no pussy. Whereas when I was young and in college, we would be after football practice, we meet up, smoke a joint, play a couple of games of Madden, and then everybody in the room start leaving one by one. Niggas going to get some pussy. You know what I'm saying? And that's like an everyday thing. Like, we going to get some pussy. Like, what the fuck? We in college. Like, fucking at the end of the day, it's like eating. Like, the highlight of my day when I was young was getting some fucking pussy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when I was in college, the highlight of the girls' day was smoking and getting some dick. And I'm gonna say this before I go. I just feel like when we was in college, there was like an unknown thing. Like, we supposed to be sowing our raw oats here. So it's like when you go to homecoming, you can look around and you can see women with their family, and we be looking at them like, if that nigga knew the train we ran on her, he would really be sad. But they come up to us, hug us, we hug them. It's like a unspoken rule when you in your 18s to you married. That's your heart. And nobody's mad at each other. Nobody's sad at each other. You might have a girl come up to you and be like, hey, what's up? My homegirl said you got some good dick. Like, joking, and you be like, shit, which one? Like, shit, ain't nobody mad at nobody.
Right.
So I got to get out of here. Miss
Okay.
Carla, tell them about the Patreon, tell them about the website. We're going to transfer this.
Now, well, actually, our website isn't up yet, and our Patreon is being worked on right now. But what I do have is our email. We would love everybody here on the show to please sign into our email address. We're going to start allowing our different viewers to join us, but we want appointments. So you're going to have to definitely fit in with us, and we'll let you know the topic. And if you can be a part of that, we would love to have you. And if you'd like to give us some type of feedback, or you want to be a part of the show, please make sure to email us at ranting and raving convos at gmail.com.
And we're going to be transitioning this to our personal, a different YouTube, to where we can grow this shit from the ground up, where it's not Javon page, it's this page, and we can grow this shit.
It'll be it'll be called Ranting and Raving.
Yeah, so we're going to grow this shit from the ground up. Yeah. We're going to have me over there, Trav over there. We're going to take it all over there. I so don't mind starting all over. You know what I'm saying?
The power of this is it's coming down to just wanting to make sure that if we're going to do something, we're going to do it well. You and Chris's show is amazing. You and Trav's is amazing. And I love our show. I think we could build a network. And at this point, there's so many people out here listening to nonsense that they're not really understanding it's not good.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, that's why it's taking 5 years. You gotta damn get them motherfuckers off of Love and Hip Hop and Atlanta Housewives and the Housewives of Sonoma, the Housewives of goddamn Mexico and all that shit.
Man.
But Miss Carla, I appreciate you. I love you. Y'all know I say it every time. Y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. And make sure y'all get y'all reading. Miss Carla, I'm going to cash app you to do Chris reading and her information. She's been talking about that shit all week. I just keep forgetting. So
I love her. Yes. I love
yeah. And what I'll do is, just so we can start promoting that, after you do her reading, I'll have her do the show with you instead of me, so you can do her reading with her.
I love Chris. Yeah. I think we should all three do it together, because I want to
do it like that.
I would love to do you and her gravity score, but we'll get all into that later.
Yeah, we're going to handle all that. I appreciate y'all.
Mwah.
Stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
Peace, guys. Good night.